When you consider what the historians are fundamentally trying to achieve, whether they even realize it or not, is how the story of the past can fit into our everyday lives and help direct us towards the future. Archives are very, very important. They're the meat of history. They're the meat of our society. Records of what holds our society together. And documentation that is preserved means that societies will, in future generations, be able to view themselves in different lights. Going back to archival records, what you can discover. If you read a history book, you pretty well know what you're going to be reading about. But then another beauty of archives is that when you plow into them, you have no idea what you're going to discover. One day, I was looking at a map of Western Canada, and everywhere in the West where pockets of settlement at a large scale had evolved, it was where a railway had been extended to. And settlement followed the railways. But there was one exception. So once I was fascinated by the realization that the land had been settled before a railway had arrived, that's when I took it upon myself. I was going to write the great history of the Peace River country. The promotional campaign, the advertising, and the experience of going there. That was going to be the first 2 chapters of the book, but it got to be so big, if you get it well illustrated, that's a book into itself. But by the time I got to 1909, with the missionaries, the fur trade, and the native population, and the treaty signings, and all other aspects of history, let's make this one book number 2. And so book number 3 would be the settlement of the Peace River country. But by the time I got through so many of the land records, 6,789, we have it to the end of 1914 right now. The next volume I'm working on will take us to the end of 1930. If I take it to the end of 1951, I've entered that period of time that I can remember. So I think that's a good place to stop.